This is our vinyasa flow today. Just a set of blocks. Let's start in a child's position, drawing your knees wide towards the edges of your mat, sinking your hips in towards your heel, reaching your fingertips out long towards the top of your mat. You're welcome to grab a block if you would like and place it underneath your forehead, bringing the earth just a little bit closer towards you. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe set an intention for class this evening. Focusing on your breath. Hi, Mindy. Welcome, welcome. Just a set of blocks and a strap is optional if you would like. Deep inhales, deep exhales. On your inhale, filling your ribs, belly, and lungs. Full exhale, lungs, ribs, belly. Continuing with that breath. Expanding your lungs in all dimensions. Full exhale through the mouth, letting everything go. On your next inhale, filling all the way to the top. Once you get there, sealing your lips, breathing in and out through your nose. Allowing you to feel the heat within your body. Maybe allowing your hips to sink closer towards your heels. Reaching your fingertips closer towards the top of the mat. Maybe gently rocking your forehead from side to side. Gently coming back to the middle. Walking your hands over to the right side of your mat, maybe slightly off of the mat. You're welcome to release your right hand, bind it around toward your left hip to open up your right shoulder. Actively stretching your left fingertips long, left hip toward your left heel. If you have your right arm extended, go ahead and draw it back out to meet the left. Walking your hands through center, this time over to the left side of your mat, maybe slightly off of the mat. Just letting your neck hang nice and loose. You're welcome to keep both hands on the floor, or you can gently release your left hand, binding it around towards your right hip, lengthening all along the right side body from your right fingertips to drawing your right hip in towards your right heel. On your exhale, gently release your left hand back to meet the right. Come back through center. You can bend your elbows, bringing your palms to touch the crown of your head. If you like, you can draw your thumb towards the nape of your neck. Maybe gently walking your elbows closer towards the crown of your head, maybe towards your temples. Maybe gently pressing your chest and shoulders in towards the floor. Feeling that deep stretch. Gently release your palms back to the floor. We're going to rock forward, stacking our shoulders over our wrist, keeping your knees bent, heels into your glutes, elbows tucked in. We're going to lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release all the way down. Extend your legs. Keep your wrists under your shoulders. Bend your knees, drawing your heels back into your glutes. Press up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently pressing back to child's pose. Hold it here for one more breath. Full inhale. Full exhale in and out through your nose. Gently rock forward, keeping your heels in towards your hips, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, lower down. This time for 3, 2, and 1. Gently coming all the way down. Extend your legs, maybe tap your toes. Bend your heels back in towards your glutes. Gently press up for 3, 2, and 1. Gently rock back, hips to heels. Gently rock forward, finding your tabletop. Wrists directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. From here, tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze, spiral your elbow creases in, press your finger pads in towards the floor. On your exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine, bringing your gaze towards your navel, tops of your thighs, and back to neutral spine as you tuck your toes. Lift your gaze, deep inhale. Exhale as you press the earth away, round your spine, coming into cat. And back through tabletop, tuck your toes, coming into cow. Lift your gaze. Once more, deep exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Maybe bump your hips side to side, an organic movement that feels comfortable for you today. You can also do some barrel rolls. I recommend walking your hands a palm print forward, drawing your hips towards your wrist, down to one side, up on the opposite side. And of course, what you do in one direction, just switch. You can also stay in tabletop. Just gently rocking the hips side to side. Maybe tuck the toes, pressing your hips towards your heels, stretching your calves. Continuing to keep your gaze down between your thumb and index finger. Gently rock forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. You keep your toes tucked or just keep them relaxed. Gently turn your fingertips towards the outer edge of your mat. You are welcome to stay just right here. If you'd like, you can rock side to side, maybe forwards and backwards if that feels comfortable for you today. When you're ready, gently come back to the center. Gently rotate your fingertips towards any degree towards your knee or the outer edge of your mat. You are more than welcome to stay right here if you want. You can tuck your toes or keep the top shoelace portion of your foot flat by rocking forwards and backwards, maybe side to side. Gently come back to center. Bring your fingertips back to the top of the mat. Starting with your left palm, lift your left palm up towards the ceiling, keeping your right palm down towards the floor. Hold it here, maybe rock forwards and backwards. You can also move from side to side. When you're ready, gently coming back to center, flip your left palm down to the floor, right palm up towards the ceiling, fingertips towards your knees. And just seeing how this side may feel different than your left side. Same options, forwards, backwards, maybe side to side. Alright, gently come back to center, flip your right palm down to the floor. Now let's have some fun. Draw your left elbow wide, gaze up, look up towards your left elbow. Tap your left elbow to your right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. One more. Inhale, lengthen. This time, lift your left arm all the way up. Deep rotation. Exhale, draw your left arm all the way under and through the right side body. You are welcome to place your left ear or cheek on the floor, maybe on a block. You can extend your right arm long overhead. You can bind it around towards your left hip. You can also extend your right leg long, maybe hover it, keeping the hips nice and square here. Hold it for one more breath. Gently walk your right hand under your right shoulder, right knee under your right hip. Inhale, lengthen, lift your left arm high. Exhale, release your left arm down to the floor. Extend your left arm and your right leg long, tapping the floor. We're going to lift and lower for 3. And tap. That's 2. And tap on the 3rd one. Hold the left arm, right leg lifted. Open out to the diagonal. Draw everything back in line. 2 more times. Out to diagonal. Back in line. Once more. All right, keeping those hips and shoulders squared. Tuck your left knee. Tuck your right knee to your left elbow. And extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Release your left arm down on your left, after your left shoulder. Draw that right foot over the left side of the body. Gently gazing, looking over your left shoulder. Feeling that deep side stretch all along the right side body. You want to deepen that sensation, you can rock your heel towards the floor. You want to lessen that stretch, you can gently rock to your toes or the ball of your right foot. Maybe gazing, looking over your left shoulder. From here, bring your gaze back to center. With the right leg remaining straight, draw it all the way up and over, directly out from your right hip. We're still in this tripod position. Tuck your left toes or keep them flat on the floor. Rock the hips back and forward, stacking shoulders back over the wrist. One more time. Breath here. Walk your hands in towards the center line of your body. Great opportunity to use those blocks if you'd like. Sweep your arms up high overhead. So right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Give me 2 cactuses. Lift your gaze, spread your fingertips wide. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bend, gaze up. Come back to center. Gently release your left hand down to the floor or to a block. Right arm straight up. Side bend. Gently release your right bicep to your right ear, reaching long opposite directions. Inhale, rise up, stack your shoulders over your hips. Give me 1 cactus. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release your right hand down your right leg. Left arm high, deep side bend on that left side body. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, let's do a swan dive forward. So arms come down and around. Walk your hands back out to that tripod position. With that right leg directly out from the right hip, we're going to draw it up and over one more time, over to the left side body. Gazing, looking over your left shoulder. Gently come back to center. Release your right knee under your right hip. Keep that right knee bent. Draw a few circles here with your right hip. And then reverse that direction. Gently releasing that right knee down directly under your right hip. Draw your right elbow high. Gaze up, look up, deep inhale. Exhale, tap your right elbow to your left wrist. Inhale, gaze and look. Exhale, tap right elbow to left wrist. Inhale, again, this time reach your right arm high. Exhale, draw your right arm under and through the left side body. Maybe gently releasing your right cheek or ear to the floor. You can also place it on a block. You're welcome to keep your left arm boxed out. You can extend that left arm long directly from your shoulder. Combine that left hand around toward your right hip. You can extend your left leg long. Maybe try a balance, lifting that left leg. Wherever you are, hold it for one more breath. Gently release your left hand under your left shoulder. Release your left knee under your left hip. Inhale, lengthen. Right arm high. Exhale, release your right hand down. I hear my cat meowing. Extend your right arm long. Left leg long. We're gonna lift and lower for 3. Straight arm, straight leg. Lower and tap. Lift and lower. On the next one, hold that right arm, left leg lifted. Open out to diagonal. Oop, drop back in line. Open. Drop back in line. One more time. Open. Drop back in line. Bird crunch. Right elbow to left knee. Deep exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Extend your left leg. Release your right hand under your right shoulder. Rainbow that left leg over to the right side body. Maybe gaze over your right shoulder. Feeling that deep stretch all along the left side body. You can deepen that stretch by rocking your left heel in towards the floor. You can also lessen that sensation by gently rocking to your toes or to the ball of your left foot. From here, gently draw that left leg up and over, directly out from your left hip. Great opportunity for those blocks if you'd like to use them. Your wrists directly under your shoulders. Tuck your right toes or keep them straight. We're going to rock back and forward. 2 more times. Just in that tripod position. Once more. All right, grab those blocks if you have them. Walk your hands back in line. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Reach your arms up high overhead. Deep exhale, lift your gaze. Spread your shoulders nice and wide. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, lengthen. One more time. Deep exhale. Pretend you have a pencil between your shoulder blades. We spread your fingertips wider. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your right hand down to the floor or to a block. Left arm reaches high. Keeping that left leg straight. Gently release your left bicep to your left ear. Deeper side bend. Inhale, lengthen. Both arms are right. Give me one cactus. Bend your elbows, lift your gaze. Deep exhale. Inhale, rise, gaze, come center. Release your left hand down your left leg. Side bend over to the left side. Deep stretch along the right side body. Inhale, come back to the center. Swan dive forward. Draw your arms out and around. Release your hands to the floor to blocks. Walk it back out to that tabletop position. Wrists under your shoulders. With that left leg remaining straight. Let's see if I have room on this side. Draw that left leg up and over to the right side body. Gently gazing, looking over your right shoulder. And then gently release your left knee under your left hip. Keep that left knee bent. Draw a few circles here with the left knee. And of course, reverse that direction. All right, come back to our tabletop. Bump your hips side to side. All right, Minnie, this is a similar flow to what we did on Friday morning. Back to our tabletop. Option to use those blocks here if you'd like. We're going to do everything in a kneeling position. We'll take it to a down dog next. Extend your right leg straight back. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Round your spine. Exhale, step through, coming into a low lunge. Reach your arms up high. Low crescent. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Hinge forward. Lightning low crescent. Inhale, rise. 2 more times. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. Last time. Inhale, rise. You are welcome to keep your arms overhead. You can place your hands to blocks on either side of your hips. From here, we're going to straighten and bend that right leg. Drawing the hips back. And then pressing the knee forward, stacking directly over the right ankle. All right, one more. Hold that right leg straight, sweep your arms up high overhead. Hinge forward, framing your right foot. Coming into kneeling pyramid. Keeping your hips square here. So you'll notice when you're in standing pyramid, your back leg rather, left leg in this stance is out at a diagonal, so it's at a 45-degree angle, and you're more likely to draw your right hip forward, left hip back. You want to actively press your right hip back and drawing your left hip forward. So starting in kneeling position allows you to really align your hips just how it'll be when you're standing. Hold it here for the exhale. Gently release your left hand to the inside of your right foot on a block or on the floor. Reach your right arm high. Revolved pyramid in a kneeling position. From here, gently bend into your right knee. So with your left arm down, right arm up, circle out your right wrist. Low lunge with a twist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Holding here, draw your right arm back, left arm up, coming into exalted warrior. You can keep your gaze forward. You can lean further back, pressing your hips forward. Gently cartwheel your left arm down, right arm up. Let's do that one more time. Twisted lunge into exalted warrior. Rise up, right arm back, and then down towards your left thigh. Reach your left arm high. Gently cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Step your right foot back, coming back to our tabletop. Bump your hips side to side. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Then we'll add on to it, and we'll combine them together. All right, deep inhale, extend your left leg straight back. Exhale, round your spine, draw your knee in toward your nose. You can also always place blocks under your wrists to bring your body up a little bit closer. Step through, coming into low lunge. Gather your balance. Inhale, rise, arms overhead. Exhale, sweep, landing, low lunge. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. And you rise up. Keeping the arms overhead. You can also place your hands on those blocks. We're going to press the hips back, straighten that left leg. Preparing ourselves for pyramid. Press it forward. And back. And forward. On the next one, we're going to hold that left leg straight. So your hips are square. Inhale, and reach your right. Reach both arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Making sure to keep those hips nice and square. Now your toes may well look off the floor. That's perfectly fine. You can also keep the front foot flat on the floor if you're able to. Really depends on your hamstrings and your calves. Gently folding forward if you can. You can also always stay more upright using those blocks. Listen to your body today. Keeping those hips square. Left hip pulled back. Right hip pulled forward. Releasing your right hand to the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block. Reach your left arm high. Deep inhale. Revolved kneeling pyramid. Hold the right arm down, left arm up. Bend into that left knee. Low lunge with a twist. Circle out your left wrist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Hold the left arm high. So the arms are teed out. Gently rotate your chest up, left arm back, right arm forward. Continue with that rotation, left arm back behind your right thigh. Sweep your right arm high. Your gaze can remain forward. You can also press your hips forward, more lean back, arch back. Kneeling exalted warrior. Rise up, cartwheel, right hand down, left arm to the ceiling. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, cartwheel your left hand down to the inside of your right thigh. Right arm sweeps up high. Cartwheel both hands down to frame your left foot on the floor, on blocks. Gently release your left knee back in line with the right. Bump your hip side to side. All right, let's add on to that. All right, inhale, lengthen. Extend your right leg long. Exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Step through. From here, pivot your left toe. So your left toes are turned to the long right edge of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Draw your arms overhead, kneeling warrior two. Now if you have short legs like me, you can rock. You can walk that right foot a little bit more forward. Coming in, teeing out your arms, open up your shoulders, shoulders stacked over your hips. Bend into that right knee. And then straighten. We'll call this a little star since standing is big star. Bend into that right knee, tee out the arms. Inhale, lengthen. little star. One more time. Deep bend. Arms overhead. Straighten that right leg. Hold it straight. Come back. Tee out your arms. Bump your hips slightly to the left. Reach, reach, reach. Right arms over your right toes. And release your right hand down, left arm up. Coming into triangle. Gently release your left hand down to the floor or to a block. Reaching your right arm back overhead. Reverse triangle. As you rise up, bend into your right knee, coming back to warrior two. Stay in that kneeling position. Come into extended side angle. Release your right hand to your right thigh. Left arm overhead. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, lengthen, reverse your warrior. Tuck your left hand behind your hip. Reach your right fingertips towards the wall behind you. On the exhale, cartwheel down. Bring your right foot. Pivot your left toes so they're squared out again. Step your right foot back. Pedal out your heels. Maybe bump your hips side to side. Let's repeat that on the left side. And just to show you guys a great option, if you'd like, you can bring those blocks under your wrists to bring that earth a little bit closer up towards you because we're in kneeling. Lengthen and extend your left leg straight back. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, round your spine. Step your left foot in between your palms. From here, with both hands still on the floor, we're going to pivot the right foot towards the outer left edge of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, coming into warrior one. Open up, warrior two. If you'd like, you can walk the left toes a little bit more forward, really bumping into that left side hip. Inhale, lengthen, little star, arms overhead, straighten that left leg, deep bend. Two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. On the next one, we're going to hold that left leg straight. Tee out the arms. Bump your hips back to the right. Reach your left fingertips over your left toes. Tick-tock your hips. Draw your left arm down, right arm up. Coming into kneeling, triangle pose. You can flex your left toes. When you're kneeling, your range of motion is more limited to your foot stance as opposed to standing. Inhale, rise up. Reverse your triangle. Tuck your right hand behind your back. Maybe down to the floor on a block. Reach your left arm high. Very similar to our beginning stretch. Reverse your triangle. Inhale, lengthen. Come back. Tee out your arms. Come back to that warrior two. Extend a side angle. Release your left hand to your left thigh. Right arm overhead. I'm laughing because my cat keeps meowing. Inhale, rise up. Reverse your warrior. Tuck your right hand behind your back. Reach your left fingertips to the back wall. Inhale, rise up. Cartwheel back, framing your left foot. Pivot your right toes. And then step your left foot back to meet the right. Bumping the hips side to side. All right. Let's put that all together in kneeling. And then we'll have options to do that kneeling again or standing. All right, back to our tabletop. Extend your right leg long. Let's use these blocks. These will be our friends for kneeling. Extend your right leg long, deep inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot in between your palms. Inhale, rise up. From here, exhale, hinge forward, lightning crescent. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. Once more, inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. Holding your shoulders stacked over your hips. From here, straighten the right leg and bend. And straighten. And bend. Hands can be on the blocks by your side. Hold that right leg straight. Bring your arms up overhead. Keep the hips square. Hinge forward. Framing your right foot. Maybe walking your fingertips back towards your bent knee if you'd like. You can bring your nose towards your knee. Heart to your thigh. Here. Hold your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Sweep your right arm high. Revolve pyramid. Circle out your right wrist. Hold the right arm up, left arm down. Bend into your right knee. Circle out your wrist again. Circle out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. From here, reach your right arm back. Exalted warrior, left arm up, hinge forward. Maybe press the hips more towards the front of your mat. Cartwheel, left arm down, right arm up. If you lose your balance, that's okay. Just come back into it. Slow it down. Inhale, left arm high, right arm down. Exhale, cartwheel, both hands down to frame your right foot. Pivot your left foot to the outer right edge of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tee out your arms back to our warrior two. From here, a little star. We walk those right toes forward. Inhale, lengthen, right leg long. Exhale, bend. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. On the next one, hold the right leg straight. Bring the arms back out to a T. Bump your hips back to the left. Reach your right fingertips over your right toes. Tick-tock your hips. Reach your right arm down, left arm up. You can challenge your balance by gazing up. You can also keep your gaze down. Keep your hand on block, hovering space, or on the floor. Reverse. You can place that block in your left hand. Reach your left arm down, right arm high. Reverse triangle. As you rise up, bend into your right knee, coming back to your warrior two. Extended side angle. Maybe hover your right arm. You can also draw it forward. You can always release it to your right thigh or on the floor on a block. Maintain that bend in the right knee. Release your left hand behind your hip. Sweep your right arm high, right bicep to right ear. And then cartwheel down. Framing your right foot on the floor or on block. Step your right foot back. And back to our tabletop. Bump your hip side to side. All right, let's run that through on the left side. Extend your left leg long. Deep inhale. Exhale, round your spine, draw your knee in toward your nose. And then step your left foot in between your palms. Inhale, rise up. Hips are squared here. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, rise. Once more. Exhale, sweep. On the next one, hold. Shoulders stacked over the hips. You can release your hands down by your hips on blocks or keep your arms overhead. Straighten and bend that front left knee. One more. All right, hold that left leg straight, hinge forward, framing your left foot, maybe bringing your nose towards your knee, heart to your thigh. You can always have a micro bend in that left knee. No need to strain yourself by trying to lock out your knee. You're really trying to draw your knee towards your nose. You can always have a micro bend in it, or you can always stay more upright and still have a micro bend in it. Whenever I'm in this position, the pyramid position and kneeling, I never lock out my knee, just a tiny bend. All right, from here, release your right hand to the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block. Reach your left arm high. Revolve kneeling pyramid. Hold your right arm down, left arm up. Bend into that left knee, stacking it over your left ankle. Circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. All right, reach your left arm back, right arm forward. Left arm continues to sweep back to your right thigh, right arm forward. Maybe pressing your hips forward more, maybe gaze up, look up, maybe gaze back to the wall behind you. Exhale, release your right hand to inside of your left foot, left arm high. One more time. Tick-tock, left arm down to the right thigh, right arm goes up high. On your exhale, gently cartwheel down. Framing your left foot, we're going to pivot the right foot to the outer left edge of your mat. Inhale, rise up, open up, tee out the arms. My hip keeps popping. Maybe walk your left toes forward. From here, warrior two, kneeling position. Little star, straighten that left leg, arms overhead. Deep bend to that left knee. Little star. Deep bend. On the next one, hold that left leg straight. And by straight, you can have a micro bend in that leg. From here, Tee out your arms, bump your hips back to the right, reach your left fingertips towards your left toes, draw your left arm down, right arm up. You can place your left arm on the floor, on a block, or just hover in space. Really try to stack your right shoulder over your left. Maybe gaze up, challenge your balance. Inhale, rise up. If you're using a block, place it into your right hand. Back to T arms. Draw that block down towards the floor. Reach your left arm high. Reverse triangle. And kneeling. Tee out the arms. Bend into that left knee. Coming back to our kneeling warrior two. Come into a extended side angle. You can release your left hand to your left thigh. Right bicep to right ear. You can hover that left arm. You can drop forward. Hold it here for one more breath. Inhale, rise up, tee out the arms, reverse, flip your left palm up, release your right hand behind your hip, keeping that deep bend into your left knee. Cartwheel up, framing your left foot, pivot your right toes, and then step your left foot back. Bumping your hips side to side. All right, if you want, you can stay in those same positions in kneeling. We'll do the exact same thing, but take it to standing if you like. You can stay in kneeling, or if you like to play, come into down dog. So either from tabletop, you can tuck your toes, walk your hands a palm print forward, lift your hips high, coming to downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out your heels, or if you're in tabletop, maybe just paddle out your toes, bump your hips side to side, anything that feels good to you today. All right, gently lower the heels down to the floor. Inhale, lift your right leg high. If you're in down dog, bend your right knee, stack your hip. Circle out your right ankle. Square out your hips. Kick your right leg straight back. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Round your spine. Inhale, rise up. High crescent, hinge forward. Lightning, sweep the arms back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. On the next one, hold the arms overhead. Straighten the right leg as you bend into the left knee if you're standing. Or just bend into that right knee and straighten that right knee. One more. All right, keep that right leg straight if you're standing. Straighten that left leg. Pivot your left toes so your left heel is grounded to the floor. You can walk your feet closer in if you like, in pyramid. Most important thing is keep those hips square. So really draw your left hip forward, rotate your right hip back, whether you're kneeling or you're standing. We're gonna hinge forward with a long spine down to the floor. Hands come down to the floor or to blocks. Holding here and breathing. You can also have a bend into your right knee. If you're standing, you can also try to straighten that right knee. Try to avoid locking your knee if you're in kneeling. Keep your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Reach your right arm high. Left hand can be on the floor or on a block. Revolved pyramid. Release your right hand down. Bend into that right knee. Reach your right arm back up to the ceiling. From here, pivot your hips. Circle out your right wrist. Circle out your shoulder. Forwards and backwards. All right, inhale, rise up. Exalted warrior. Cartwheel your left hand down. Sweep your right arm high. Low lunge with a twist. Rise up, exalted warrior. Cartwheel both of your hands down. From here, we're going to pivot that left foot. Inhale, rise up. Open up, warrior two. Maybe walk that right foot forward if you shorten your stance for pyramid. Inhale, lengthen, big star. Exhale, bend. Deep bend to that right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Hold that right leg straight. Tee out the arms. Bump your hips back to the edge of your mat. Reach your right fingertips over your right toes. Tick-tock your right arm down. Left arm up. Coming into triangle. If you're standing, your left toes are facing to the left edge of your mat. If you're kneeling, your left knee is facing to the edge of your mat. Left shoulder directly over the right. Inhale, lengthen, reverse your triangle. Keep that right leg straight. Tuck your left hand behind your hip. Right bicep to right ear. Maybe gaze up, look up, challenge your balance here. Bend into your right knee to tee out the arms. Come back to warrior two. Nice deep bend. In warrior two. Find your extended side angle. Right hand to your right thigh. Maybe hovering. Gently rise up, come back to warrior two. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Flip your right palm up. Release your left hand behind your hip. Right bicep to right ear, deep back bend. Gently cartwheel down, framing your right foot. If you're kneeling, pivot your left knee. If you're standing, pivot your left toes. Step your right foot back to tabletop or down dog. Pull out the heels. All right, let's repeat that on the left side. Down dog or tabletop, your choice. Inhale, lengthen, lift your left leg high. If you're in down dog, bend your left knee, stack your hips, circle out your left ankle, reverse the direction, scratch your hips. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, really round your spine. Step your left foot in between your palms. Inhale, rise up, high crescent or kneeling. Exhale, sweep, lightning crescent. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. One more, inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep. All right, gently rise up. From here, we're going to bend into that back right knee as we straighten the left leg if you're standing. If you're kneeling, just straighten and bend that left knee and rock it forward. Press it back. Rock it forward. One more. Hold that left leg straight. Straighten your right leg. Pivot your right toes so that your right heel is sealed into the floor. If you want same options here, you can shorten that stance. Again, your left toes are facing the top of your mat. Your right toes are turned out to about 2 o'clock at any angle. Draw your right hip forward, left hip back. Think about someone twisting your hips. You want your shoulders stacked directly over your hips as you frame your left foot. Exhale, bend down. At the hips, continue to press that left hip back, right hip forward. So if that left hip starts to creep forward, just press it back. Feel like you're twisting a corkscrew with your left hip coming back, right hip forward. You can have that micro bend in your left knee if you'd like. You can try to straighten your left knee if you're in standing. And walk your hands back towards your right toes. Gently release your right hand to the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block. Extend your left arm high. Revolved pyramid. Hold it here as you bend into that left knee. Square out your hips. So pivot your right foot if you're standing. Circle out your left wrist. Let's go backwards first this time. Draw your shoulder back to front and reverse forwards. All right, from here, reach your left arm back, right arm forward. Continue to reach your right arm up, left arm back to your right thigh. Exhale, pivot your right arm down to the inside of your left foot, left arm high. Once more, exalted warrior. Draw your left arm back, right arm forward, and then cartwheel your hands down, framing your left foot. We're going to pivot our right toes. Inhale, lengthen. Open up warrior two. So left toes facing the front of your mat, right toes facing the right edge. Inhale, lengthen. Big star. Deep bend that left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Once more. Inhale, lengthen. Keep that left leg straight. Tee out the arms. Bump your hips back behind you. Reach your left arm forward. Down to the floor. Right arm reaches up high. Your left hand can be on the floor, on a block, or just hovering. When you rotate your right palm back, with stacking your shoulders comes easy. Maybe gaze up, challenge your balance. Inhale, rise. Release your right hand behind your back. Left arm overhead. If you want to come into archer, you can flex your left toes. Gently release your toes down if you came into archer. Come back to warrior two, bend into that left knee. Tee out the arms. Allowing your hips to open up again. Find your stand side angle, maybe hovering that left arm gently from your shoulder, maybe forwards. You can always bring that left arm down. You can release it down to the floor. Come back to warrior two, tee out the arms, palm facing down. Flip your left palm up to the ceiling. Draw your right hand behind your hip. Left bicep to left ear. Holding and breathing. Gently cartwheel down, framing your left foot. Pivot your right toes or your right knee, step your left foot back. Find your down dog or tabletop. Pedal out the heels. I don't know where the time went. I was hoping to run through that 2 more times and adding on to it, but maybe next time. All right. If you're in tabletop, stay there. If you're in down dog, gently release your knees down to the floor and then lift. And release your knees down. And lift. Once more. Gently release your knees all the way down to the floor. Gently come to your left or right hip, finding a seated position. Let's grab a block with us. Let's do a little bit of core here. So your knees can be bent with your feet flat on the floor. You can flex your toes. You can extend your legs out straight. Your choice. Block out in front or imaginary block. Roll back slow and controlled for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing all the way down. The slower the better. One shoulder blade at a time. Once you get there, block over your shoulders. Tap your block overhead. Draw your block back over your shoulders. Roll up. Slow and controlled. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders tucked over your hips. Reach your arms overhead. Reach your arms forward. One more time. Roll back. Using those lower abs. On the roll up, we use our upper abs. So tuck your navel into your spine, up to the crown of your head. You've got it. Slow and controlled. All right, once you get there, release your neck down. Tap the block over your shoulders. Continue tapping that block overhead. Come back through center. With that block with you, walk your heels in towards your hips. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Place the block on its lowest setting under your hips. And just allowing your hips to settle in on that block. Taking in how that feels, allowing your hips to open. You can extend one leg at a time. Be switching sides. Maybe extending both legs long. Heels to touch, toes fall open. Seeing how that feels on your hips today. If you have your legs, then go ahead and walk them back in towards your hips. One leg at a time, draw it up towards the ceiling. Supported legs up the wall. You can reach your fingertips towards your toes. Maybe point, flex, circle out your ankles. Everything moving all class. Gently release your arms and your legs towards the floor, keeping your knees bent. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Release that block from under your hips that are off to the side. Draw your hips back down to the floor. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Give me a bigger forward glute bridge. And lower. Flex your right toe to protect your right knee. Let your knees fall over to the right side. Come back through center, over to the left side. Once more, over to the right. You can make it as slow or as fast as you'd like. When you're ready, come back to center. Release your right ankle back to the floor. Extend your left leg up to the ceiling. Flex your left foot. And then draw your left ankle over your right thigh. Continue to keep that left heel flex, protecting your left knee. Allow your knees to fall over to the left. When you're ready, come back through center, allowing your knees to fall over to the right. Continue with the side-to-side movement. Trying to keep both shoulders grounded into the floor. Come back to center when you're ready. Release your left foot flat on the floor. Extend your arms and legs long, opposite directions, creating a tiny arch in your lower back. Feeling that deep stretch. We focus so much on keeping your lower back grounded into the floor. Great opportunity to lift that lower back, tiny arch. And then curl yourself into a tight ball, grabbing your shins, grabbing your hamstrings, pressing your lower back into that floor. Tucking your chin to your chest, maybe gently rolling from side to side. You can rock forwards and backwards. Gently find your way back to center. Release your head on the floor. From here, with your knees drawn towards your shoulders, grab the outer edges of your feet. You can continue to hold the backside of your thighs. Also a great opportunity to grab that strap, place it around your arches, coming into happy baby. From here, you can do any variation of happy baby. You can do ninja baby by extending one leg at a time. Of course, what you do on one side, switch to the other side. You can come into a wide straddle, still by holding your hamstrings or the outer edges of your feet. You can draw the soles of your feet to touch, butterflying your knees open. Continuing to ground your lower back in towards the floor. Gently draw your knees back in towards your chest. Keeping your right knee in towards your right shoulder, extend your left leg long. Flex your left foot to press your left calf in towards the floor. Avoiding your right rib cage by drawing your knee towards your outer shoulder. You can point, flex, circle out your right ankle. Release both of your feet. With your left hand, gently guide your right knee across the side body over to the left, coming to supine twist. You can gently look over your right shoulder if that's comfortable. You can continue to keep your gaze forward. You're welcome to extend your right arm long to a broken T, or bend your elbow, palms facing up for cactus. Your right knee can hover on the floor. You can place it on a block, or you can tap the floor. Gently come back to center. Drawing your right knee back in towards your right shoulder. Draw a few circles with your right knee, and then reverse the direction. Gently release the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Letting your right knee just fall open, allowing your right hip to open up even more. Coming into reclined tree on the right side. Gently extend your right leg long. Draw your left knee in toward your left shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. Flex your right toes, pressing your right calf towards the floor. Point, flex, wiggle your toes on the left side. When removing pose on the left. With your right hand, gently grab the outside of your left knee. Guide your left knee over across the right side of your body, supine twist. You can keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe gaze over your left shoulder without forcing it. You're welcome to extend your left arm long. Maybe bending your left elbow, palm facing up. Your left knee can hover. Be on the block or on the floor. Come back to center. Draw that left knee back into your shoulder, circle out that left hip. With that left knee remaining bent, draw the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Coming into reclined tree on the left side. Gently extend both legs long. From here, walk your feet over to the left side of your mat. From here, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Walk your upper body, your arms over to the left side of your mat. Left hand grabs right wrist. Pulling your body over to the left side, making a banana shape. Over to the left side of your mat, maybe even off of your mat. Deepening the side body stretch all along the right side. Both hips are planted in towards the floor. Both shoulder blades on the floor. Gently release your bind of your hands, of your feet. Walking your feet this time over to the right side. Maybe slightly off of your mat. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Walk your arms also over to the left side of your mat. Your right hand will grab your left wrist. Deep side bend. Over to the right side. Both shoulders, both hips pressed in towards the floor. Deepening that stretch along the left side. Gently come back to center. Release your hands by your side. Palms facing up, pinkies in, thumbs out to receive. Heels touch, toes fall open. You're also welcome to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or any final resting pose that's comfortable for you. From here, squeeze your toes, squeeze your calves, squeeze your glutes, clench your fist. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears. And then relax everything, letting everything go. Back to your breath. Maybe wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Belly rise, belly fall. Draw your knees in towards your chest, extend your arms overhead. Roll to your left or right side, cradling your head in your arm. Gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. You can draw your toes to touch, butterflying your knees open, crisscross applesauce, right over left, left over right. Maybe gently rock your hips side to side, getting both sit bones in towards the floor. You can keep your eyes closed or flutter your eyes open. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, release your left hand to your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Deeper over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center, arms overhead. Exhale, release your right hand to your left knee. Left hand behind your left hip. Exhale, twist deeper over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bringing your hands to your heart. Thank you all so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today and each and every day. I wish you all a fantastic rest of your week. My name is Amanda. Namaste.